Welcome to the Red Thread Knitting Podcast. My name is Elin and this is episode number 5. Hello again, or hello if you're new here. We are back again with an episode, and I have a very good reason why it hasn't come earlier than this. We are in Easter times, and in this episode there will be lots of spring-like colors and some very Eastery colors as well. I have 3 finished objects and 4 works in progresses. I also have a weather outside that is completely changing like every 10 minutes. So the lights in here might change, and you might perhaps hear some rain outside because the rain and the sun comes and goes these days. But here in Luxembourg we have had the Easter flowers. I don't know if that's the word in English. That's a very good question. I have to look it up. We have the magnolias blooming. It's been as warm as, I could sit outside one day this week when I was teleworking from home. I could sit outside and have my breakfast. That was amazing. And today is March 24th. Yeah, that's early for this much sun and this much spring for a girl who is used to the northern darkness and the northern seasons, basically. Anyway, that's about that. Let's move on to the first thing. What am I wearing? This is the Soufflé t-shirt. The Soufflé. It's the Soufflé from Penrose Knits, Laura Penrose. I must say, I completely love this. I will be wearing this for the Easter party I'm going to back home in Sweden. It is knit in mohair. The original is knit in mohair. Mine is knit in alpaca. And this one has a thread of glitter in it as well. It's the yarn called Månestråle from Kamper in the colorway 9014 havgrön, and it is 68% baby alpaca, 12% merino, 16% polyamide and 4% polyester. Let me show you. So this top here is knit in one thread, and the rest of the body and the sleeves are knit in two threads held together. If you see my nice button that I bought yesterday for this occasion. Let's see if I can turn around. So mine is quite cropped. I made a little waist here and made increases to make it wider. And I also finished off with a two stitches I-cord edge, because I didn't have enough yarn to make the same as in the original, which is the same as we have made here. Let me show you. So this is we changed from 4mm needles, that's on the body, that's the main size of the needle, to 3.5mm, and I knit a few rows stockinette, then I knit one row purl, and some more stitches, some more rows of stockinette stitch. What we see here is the folded edge, and in the bottom there is the purl row. So that's what makes it this pretty, and also a bit of poofy. I guess because we changed to smaller size down there. I can also say that this soufflé part, this tiny part, took me 3 hours. Not kidding. It's a lot of stitches, but now I can say it was worth it. And there's a I-cord edge up here, and you do the I-cord edge in the what do you say, the keyhole in the back as well, and then an extra I-cord edge to sew back, so you have for putting around the button. Yeah, what more to say about this? I like it. It's very soft. It's very soft, and yeah, I would say this is my first thing in alpaca. So I will soon notice if I'm allergic, because I know some people are allergic to alpaca, more than sensitive to mohair. But so far so good. I mean, I've been wearing it for like half an hour. Yeah. And this is a very nice springy color, I think. I think I used, don't quote me on this one either, I can look that up, how many balls of yarn that I bought, because I used every single bit of it. I used 3, and then I was aiming to make one. Let's not go there. I used 4, and it's not many meters left of the last ball, basically. All right. Number 2 of the finished object, because this one is a finished object as well, right? I mean, I set the rules here, so yeah. This you have seen before, but you haven't seen its twin, I think. Okay. Here we have the Easteriest socks of them all, isn't it? My sock blockers are back home in Sweden. I would have loved to have to be able to put it on a sock blocker and show it on a podcast, because that has been like a dream for a couple of years, seeing everyone else doing that. But now at least I have finished one pair of socks, full style, and this is as usual the vanilla sock from Crazy Sock Lady, and I used Arvetta. It's a light fingering in this yellow, and I used this which is from Limo Design back home in Sweden, black edition. And this, if someone please could tell me what I've done, I would be so interested to know, because I used the same needle for both socks. I knit one at a time though, so that might be it, but still. On 2.0 millimeter 9-inch circular needles, except for the cast on and the toe, because it didn't work with such a small circumference. So I used magic loop then. Okay, yeah, and the problem is that I knit this one first, and you see it's quite small stripes here, and it grew a bit here, but that I know why. So what I did with this was I knit the leg with only 60 stitches instead of 64, which I realized when I came to the heel, and I changed. So it continued in 64 stitches, and I guess that's why the stripes are a bit thicker down here. I mean, that's perfectly fine, but what the heck happened here? Here I did the same, because I remembered, okay, I need to make 60 stitches and switch to 64 here. I mean, they are so different in the stripes. I mean, it's, yeah, why? They are the same width, I think. Could I have started knitting this a lot more looser than I did with this? That must be it, right? I don't think that I changed anything, but I mean, maybe I got comfy and relaxed more. Anyway, they are happy. They are my Easter socks, and I can use them and remember which one is right and which one is left, because they are not exactly the same. But these are very much handmade, and if anyone says anything about that, I can only say, I made them myself. What have you done? All right. The third finished object is also green, and these are mittens, fingerless mittens, with the pattern called Pilea mitts, fingering, for fingering yarn. I think I mentioned this the last podcast. I've made the DK ones before, and I really like those. So when I bought this yarn, I bought this yarn to make Christmas trees, to crochet Christmas trees. I found a very nice, beautiful pattern for that, but it was so difficult. I couldn't make it work, and I gave up, actually. If someone can teach me, please. I would love to learn, but that was too difficult. So I figured I should do something with this, and I started making these mittens. They aren't blocked yet. I don't know if it will change, but this is how they look. They are knit with a pattern of knit 3, purl 1. Knit 3, purl 1. And I look forward to wearing this now, because it's still cold enough and also warm enough to wear them. I knit these with 2.25 millimeter needles, 9-inch circular, and I knit and knit and knit and knit, because it feels like it will never end, right? And then which one is longer? They aren't quite the same, because I knit one first. It's not that big of a difference. I think this one is a bit longer in the arm. Doesn't matter. And then you start make this thumb with only knit stitches, stockinette stitch. So I realized somewhere here that this yarn I need to have enough for both of them, and basically I didn't, so I had to rip back these to be able to make the thumbs, and it's maybe a bit shorter than it should be, but hey, I used every single piece of the yarn and I didn't have to buy more, and that it feels like I've won race or something. So these are made with long yarns, Aymara, Aymara. It is 40% alpaca, 30% wool, and 30% viscose. So very soft. Let's see if I can see the colorway for you. No. Oh, there. Yeah, it's not clear. It's 50 grams and it's circa 135 meters, it says 1057.0097. I don't know if that might be the colorway. Yeah, I finally have my own Pilea mittens. Lovely. And I can start wearing them. We're soon moving towards the most exciting piece of this episode, the one that has been keeping me from publishing things and from talking about it, and also from making podcasts these last weeks, because I have been very much knitting on this one. very much since I started it in January, but soon, very soon. I'll show you this first. Okay. Oh dear. Are you okay? All right. All right. You've seen this before. This is the yarn for my. It's also. Do you see a color theme here? Spring-like greenish colors and yellow. I wanted to show this. I've been working on my own pair. I've been making 2 for Christmas, and I actually wished for this yarn I wished for this for Christmas, and then I yet didn't know that I didn't know then how small the biggest size got when I knit them for the men in my family who got the slippers. This is Doble tøfler I'm talking about. So then I wished for 4 balls of yarn for my color, because I thought I could have a smaller size than they should have. But since their slippers got quite small for them, compared to what they should have been like, I don't know, 40 centimeters, 43 centimeters, and they ended up being like, I don't remember the numbers now, 38 or something. I realized I should also make the biggest size for myself. I have size 40, 41. So, that being said, 4 balls of yarn wouldn't be enough for me if I was to make the biggest size. What to do then? Well, this is my solution. This is how the slippers look before we turn them inside, and I had some spare yarn from my boyfriend's Doble tøfler, and I used them for the toe where my ball didn't. Well, yeah, it ended. So I guess no one will see this, because one of these you do turn inside the slipper anyway, right? So this will be my first slipper with a green toe inside. So that's what I will do with this one. I have just, it looks like a mess. First you cast on 80 stitches for the biggest size, and you knit in the round in, I think, 30 rounds, and then you split to the 2 feet, 2 feet. You understand what I mean, perhaps. So now I've just started this, and my first ball is about to disappear here, to ta slut. Den håller på att ta slut här. So I will start with this, and then I will use some more of the green for one of the toes. Yeah, that's about that. This one I've been knitting on. I should do what all of the other lovely podcasters do, and put a marker so I remember where I was when I spoke about it last time. So I don't remember, but I haven't been knitting very much on this, just a few rounds. Sometimes on the bus, but it's a bit difficult, I think, to remember the purl one, knit one, purl one, knit one, when you don't already have the set pattern. Because, and when I say that, I mean when you do a rib, knit one, purl one, I can feel if it's a purl and if it's a knit. I can feel it from where the yarn turns, and I can feel I can perhaps feel if I'm right or if it feels wrong. But when I have one row, this one is knit one row stockinette stitch, and one row, the next row, knit one, purl one, and then I don't feel if I'm on the right spot with my purl ones, which means I need to look at my knitting. So that makes it a bit complicated on the bus, because I need to look at the road when I go by bus. And it's also now, though it is actually getting brighter outside when I go to work and back from work. So now at least I can see, but before I couldn't see. And yeah, I've had so much other things to knit on when I'm at home. So this one has not got as much attention as it maybe should have. But I hope to be able to wear it before it's too hot here. It will get more time soon. All right, let's move on to the biggie. So this project is why I haven't shown you very much lately, because it's been a secret. This Easter I will be going back home to Sweden, and I will go to my mother's birthday party. And she has been wishing for a sweater. I've been afraid to promise anything because I'm afraid not to be able to do it, because I haven't known enough, and it's a big thing to make a big sweater for someone you love. But of course I've been wanting to do something for her birthday, and I saw this perfect yarn for her. She's often cold and she needs something to warm her up, and what is then better than wool. And I saw this perfect color. Her favorite color is turquoise, and then I saw that höner&eir released one of their colorways of nutiden yarn in a turquoise color last in the end of the autumn, I think. So I bought 500 grams because I wanted to make a something in 2 strands of this. And this is what it looks like. This is called byttan. And actually, what I experienced was that the color on their pictures made it look more turquoise than I think it looks when it arrived here. I think it has a lot of green in it, more than the kind of turquoise that I was looking for. My mother loves a very deep, dark turquoise. So I wasn't really satisfied, although I like it, but I thought, what can I do to make it pop more as a very turquoise and not possibly green color? So I figured I will have to hold this together with another strand of yarn. Another strand of something that is more of the colorway that I am looking for. So I went to the bigger one of the two yarn stores that I've found in the center of Luxembourg. The very expensive one. And I found this yarn. I thought it was a very poppy and turquoise color. I thought it would be perfect together, but I didn't bring this to the yarn store because and I made a swatch with these together. And I wasn't satisfied because this is more of a blue, light blue, than the deep, deep turquoise that I was looking for. And it made this one more blue than turquoise in my eyes. So the next week I went to the other yarn store and I found this mohair. And this is what I've been using. Holding these two together made this swatch. Oop. Here you can see I tried two different sizes of needles, or perhaps more. What did I do? Well, I landed in that I wanted to use a 5mm needle, making this kind of fabric. I like it thicker because I want it to be warm, and I like the way that here I think I have one strand of each, and then the turquoise, the mohair takes over more than I was wanting it to. And this mohair is the silk hair from Lana Grossa in the colorway 023. It is 70% mohair and 30% silk. 210 meters in 25-gram balls. And this I saved for you as it is with the label on, because when I started knitting I realized that, I don't know, maybe no, I don't think you can see it now, but as of yesterday when I was knitting on this as well, my hands get so blue out of this yarn, and as you can see, I've been washing them. I've washed I washed all of them except the one that I wanted to show you. You see it's a bit, yeah. But it still leaks color though. Anyway, you're not curious at all, are you? Okay, I wanted to make a cardigan because I like the thought of being able to put it on, to have it open if you want to, or to close it if you want to. I like the thought of having a big warm cardigans, especially for my mother, so she won't be cold, because I want to be there and hug her, and this is a way of doing that, to keep her warm. And I knew after swatching that I wanted to use the 5mm needles, and then I knew how many stitches per 10 centimeters I got when I knit these 3 strands together. So 1 strand of the mohair and 2 strands of the nutiden. And I looked on Ravelry and I didn't find anything that was what I was looking for. And then I spoke to one of my friends who is also a knitter, and she said, so this might be the first time that you make your own pattern. And I was like, no, ain't gonna happen. I don't know how to do that. But then the thought took a turn in my head, and I figured let's try and think, what do I want and how could I perhaps make that? So I tried to cast it on. I knew I wanted a raglan, and I knew I wanted some kind of a cable thing going down the arm. And I knew I wanted it to be a cardigan. That's basically it. And I wanted it to be quite clean. I didn't want it to look like a sweatshirt. I wanted it to be something to be able, something you can wear when you go to a concert or to a party, or as a jacket. So, okay, I'll show it to you. It's not perfectly finished yet. I still have to cut it open, and I still have to make one of the button bands and put on the buttons. But this is what it looks like. Okay, so let's make a... Here it is. And here is the cable. Get a focus. So it is quite square, boxy fit. My mother and I are sort of the same. She's a bit smaller than me, but I think this will fit her very well. I started off with an I-cord that I then picked up the stitches and continued in the round And quite soon I started off with the cables for the arms. And I mean, it's not the most perfect thing. Well, in my eyes it is. And I think it will be in my mother's eyes as well, but if I were to make this again, I would change. I would know what to change, but I am very satisfied with this one. So I will make another button band here. This was a new experience for me. I knit the button band 2 times, and then I had to rip it up because I realized because I picked it up here and I knit this way, and then I finished off with an I-cord edge, and it rolled. So I figured, yeah, this will not work, because I will probably need, I wanted it to be more thick and more steady. And then I found a tutorial for a double knitted button band, and this took me, I think, 5 or 6 hours to make this one. And this one is the easy one, because the next one I will have to make holes for the buttons that I will put on here. But it will soon be finished. I am planning to get it done for her birthday, which is in the week that will be coming. And this episode will, because of my mother's gift, be published after she received it. I went to and the rib is in hur säger man? Vridare sår. Vridare sår på engelska. The rib is not the ordinary rib, because the knitted yarn is a bit when I make ordinary knit one purl one with knitted, and it gets a bit loose. Yeah, I love how the cable finishes off into this, and also how the cable gets started here. Oh, I hope she will like it. Do you think she will like it? So this is turquoise. I mean, this is fine. This is fine turquoise, I would say. I think this is her color. She will like it. Let me show you the buttons that I bought yesterday. It took me like I don't know, 30 minutes picking up these, because it was difficult. I got 6 buttons, and I would say we can have these in both ways. So this is the front side. I guess this is the front side. A dark wooden button. What do you think? It's not that easy to show you when they're not on, but yeah, or perhaps like this. I'm not sure yet. I think it will work both ways. I mean, they did though cost like 40 Swedish crowns. €3.45 per button. So I should use the more aesthetic side. Well, I think it will be fine. It will be good. And I hope to finish this tonight. If I don't, maybe she will be able to say what she likes, and I can make which way she likes if it's not done by her birthday. I hope it will be done by her birthday. Say this one is very much more softer, but you don't have to have the cardigan on your very skin. It will keep her warm, definitely, and I would like one myself because I really like the cable and I've been wanting a cardigan for many months now. All right, guys. That was something. Let's settle down a bit from that excitement, and I would like to finish off this podcast with some thoughts about the upcoming things and some inspiration. I haven't bought any new yarn, so I don't have anything like that to show you, but I picked up a cardigan actually that I started on the it's a year ago now, and it has a story. I can tell it another time maybe, but I figured I could maybe start knitting on this one again. This is the Wrap Me Up cardigan, and it is crazy. It's knitted in 4 strands held together, 4 strands of mohair, and I use Knitting for Olive, which I bought from a very, very kind shop in Norway. It's a story that's also a story, but I actually have the cones, and this is my total favorite mohair yarn, the Knitting for Olive, because I've used it once before in a hat, and it's the softest. I have, as I've mentioned before, I've been having mohair yarn in, I think, almost all of my knits, not the summer knits, but the other ones. And nothing is as soft as this one. It doesn't compare. It doesn't compare. In my opinion, this one is the softest, and it is. So I figured I might pick this one up when I'm finished with my mother's gift and some other stuff. It would be nice to wear for the summer, for the springtime, but I don't know when I will finish it. And it also it's knit in it's knit with, I think this is 8mm needles. I think this is 8mm needles, and it's quite tough on my hands. I remember from a year ago, but to have it by the sofa, and I can pick it up from time to time, that's perfect. Now I have some yarn in my mouth. So that's one inspiration that I actually brought from when I was in Sweden the last time. I brought it from home to continue, and I found two more spring-like patterns that I would really like to start on. I don't know when, but I thought I'd just mention them. Maybe it's an inspiration for one of you as well. It's the Leafinity sleeveless top by a designer that I will mention there. I don't think I have any yarn for that, and I think I would like not to wear mohair in the mohair, also no merino, which is kind of what I have got, if I have got something in my stash. So I will have to look out for some cotton yarn, cotton linen, flax perhaps. And the second one is a t-shirt with a beautiful backside, and it is called the Emmanuel Tee, I think, and it looks like this. I have bought both of the patterns, but I haven't got any yarn for any of them, I think. So let's see if I find some. Until next time, I don't know, but it's an inspiration. And now that the sun came back and the flowers are blooming outside, and I feel like, oh yeah, it is going to be warm and bright and sunny again. It actually is. I've seen it. Yeah. Thank you for watching. Thank you for following me. I hope to see you here in my YouTube channel again. Please write me a comment on some of all of the questions I've had. It would be lovely. And if you want to, please follow me on Instagram, and we can catch up over there as well. I wish you a very nice Easter holiday, and I hope to see you soon again. Take care. Bye bye.